Hello again, my bright soul. Snuggle into your nest and let your heart slow down. Take a breath in, soft and deep, and breathe out the day, all the way. Tonight's story is about a boy called Dante, who thought he had to be just like someone else to shine. But he learns that the most beautiful path is the one made just for you. So close your eyes, let the stars light the way, and let's begin. Dante loved to draw. He drew in the mornings, scribbling sunrises on napkins. He drew in the afternoons, sketching clouds in the margins of his maths books. He even drew in his dreams, gardens that grew upside down, dragons made of music, and cities floating on stardust. But there was one thing that always made him pause: Kai. Kai was his best friend, and Kai was amazing. His drawings were sharp and detailed. He could make a car look like it was zooming off the page. Whenever they showed their art at school, kids gathered round Kai's sketchbook. "Wow," they said, "that looks so real." Dante smiled on the outside, but sometimes a little ache crept into his chest. My drawings are weird, he thought. Too dreamy, too messy. They're just not good enough. One afternoon after school, he sat on the floor with his pencil and stared at a blank page. Maybe I should stop trying. His grandmother, Nona, noticed him sitting quietly by the window. She moved slowly, but her eyes sparkled like they held tiny galaxies. "What's this long face, piccolo mio?" she said gently. Dante shrugged. "I'm not any good at drawing." Nona raised an eyebrow. "Not good? Since when?" "My friend Kai draws better than me," he muttered. "Everyone says so. Maybe I'm just wasting my time." Nona came to sit beside him, smoothing the folds of her skirt. She didn't rush to speak. She just looked out the window with him, at the quiet garden bathed in golden light. Then she said softly, "Flowers don't rush to bloom, and stars don't compare their shine." Dante blinked. "What do you mean?" Nona turned to him and pointed outside. "Look at the sunflower," she said. "Tall and bright, yes?" He nodded. "And now look at the lavender. Small, soft, sweet smelling. Do you think the lavender looks at the sunflower and says, 'I'm not good enough'?" Dante chuckled. "No." "They're different," she said, "but both beautiful." She placed a hand gently on his chest. "You don't have to shine like anyone else, Dante. You are not here to copy someone else's light. You are here to follow your own." That night Dante couldn't sleep. He lay in bed thinking about what Nona had said. He looked up at the stars through his window. Each star sparkled in its own way. Some were soft and faint. Some were bold and bright. But none tried to outshine the others. They just were. The next day at school, Dante opened his sketchbook again. He didn't try to make things look perfect. He didn't try to draw like Kai. Instead, he drew what he felt. He drew a boy with roots growing from his feet, deep into the earth. He drew a moon that whispered secrets to a sleeping fox. He drew a tree whose leaves turned into fireflies and flew away at sunset. It was strange. It was dreamy. And it was his. When Kai peeked over his shoulder and said, "Whoa, that's awesome. It looks like a story," Dante smiled. "Thanks." For the first time, he didn't feel small beside Kai's praise. He didn't feel like he had to be Kai. He just felt like himself. Later that week, their class held an art circle where everyone could share a drawing. Dante hesitated at first, but then he remembered Nona's words. "You are not here to copy someone else's light." So he stood up. He held up his picture of the firefly tree and explained, "This one is about letting go. The fireflies are like ideas or wishes, floating off to find new places to land." When he finished, the room was quiet for a moment. And then someone said, "That's beautiful." And another, "I wish I could think like that." Dante sat down, heart full, not with pride, but with peace. From that day on, he drew more, not to impress, not to compete, but to express himself. His art didn't always make sense to others, but that was okay, because it made sense to him. He even helped a younger student who said, "My drawings don't look like anybody else's." Dante smiled and said, "That's probably the best part." One afternoon, while Nona was watering her plants, Dante showed her his latest sketch. It was a widening path through a glowing forest. One tree was shaped like a hand. Another whispered music through its roots. At the end of the path was a little boy holding a lantern made of stars. "It's called My Way," Dante said. Nona looked at the picture for a long time. Then she kissed the top of his head. "You found it," she whispered. "Found what?" "Your light." Little listeners, you don't have to rush. You don't have to be like anyone else. You are not a copy. You are a whole, beautiful original. Let your light shine in your way. Let your path twist, dance, and bloom as it wants to. There is no one else who can walk it but you. Sleep now, my one-of-a-kind wonder. The world needs exactly your kind of glow.